All right, here we are. It's EBW 2020. I'm JB, and we are backstage at the IV Club. And I have a couple of great guests here with me, and it's like we'll have to try not to get too personal here because we all know each other well. It's sort of like we've already got this relationship, but it's fun to be here together. I have Melinda Garvey here with me.
Hello.
And publisher of Austin Woman Magazine, a women's magazine that everyone says should be national,
Absolutely.
if not global.
Yes.
And her dear friend and a very high-profile woman in the auto industry, Lisa Copeland, who is a managing partner at Fiat and Alfa Romeo of Austin.
Hi, JB. How are you?
I'm doing really, really good. So
Good.
we've got a media expert in the magazine industry and an automotive expert. And both of you are selling to women quite often and have a lot of techniques, and you recognize that selling to women, one, for a magazine, and as all guys don't admit but should, women really have all the buying power
Absolutely.
in every car purchase, whether it's for a man or a woman.
Absolutely.
I don't do anything without clearing it with my wife.
Right.
So what can you share with us about talking to women and getting women engaged and selling to them in a, what I imagine is a very real, true fashion? They can see right through the smoke and mirrors, right?
Well, the interesting thing is that actually is sort of how we started our relationship.
It really was. Yeah.
Because when Lisa got back into the car business, she sought me out because, of course, she'd been reading the magazine.
Because it was
for
the
a long
greatest
time.
magazine in the world. Let's just put it out there to the world right now. But it
Okay,
is.
that was a
Yes.
mistake. I
Yes.
have to thank.
I was kind of a stalker.
But it was interesting because the very first thing that we talked about was how you wanted to advertise with us. Of course, I was like, cha-ching, here we go.
Yeah, right. Here
But
comes the car
still-
dealer begging.
But what I loved about it is you talking about how you wanted to really make your ads different.
Right.
And, you're buying cars her way, and how that was going to be different, and you wanted to talk to women, and you wanted that to come out in advertising. And just this morning, in one of the sessions, they were talking about that. The quote, what was it, like 90-some% of women don't believe that corporations or advertisers or anything don't just understand them at all.
Right.
It's something I talk to a lot of my clients about. So.
Right, and I don't think people, they don't, I understood from the very time that, well, I always watched your magazine, I always picked it up, and I loved it, but I understood the minute that I opened it for the first time, the value that it is to talk to women, and women influence 85% of all car buyers. So when you've got that kind of influence, you have to speak to women, and I think, to answer your question, JB, I think the number one thing you do for women to be able to inspire them to buy from you or to use your business is you've got to be authentic, and it isn't what you sell, it's what you stand for. And I'm really grateful that I've had a great platform within the automotive industry to be able to talk to women and have great partners like AW Magazine to be able to advertise in and show women that it matters, that we need to support each other, and that we're not, we're going to advertise in a way that is honoring to a woman consumer. Because some of these ads out here that are out right now, they're terrible. These car ads, it's like, you really think I'm going to buy a car from you?
Well, and it goes the same, frankly, for the editorial content that we put out.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, there's a lot of things like this. There's a woman from New York City, and she's visited Austin a bunch of times. She's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was you. I saw your magazine 6 months ago, and it's great. She goes, how do I describe it? Every time when I was reading it, it's just not fluff. You're actually talking to us like we're sophisticated, real people. And that's something that makes me so mad, because I see things sometimes, especially targeting. There's some fluff that's great out there,
Right.
fashion magazines,
Yeah,
that's
right.
fine.
Right.
It's not about that, but they're actually magazines and they're blogs and newsletters and things that for women in business
Yeah.
that just talk down to, or they're, and they're these little,
And
nothing
snippets.
makes me
Yeah.
matter, and they're poorly designed. And I just want to put out something really, really sophisticated, because it's about having that hand up. It's like, look, this is what you're aspiring to. You don't need this little rinky-dink stuff.
Well, and the thing I love about it, so I was coming home from Detroit one day, and I'm sitting next to this woman on the airplane, so, she opens her magazine. I'm like, oh my God, Austin Woman Magazine. And so I'm like, can I take a picture? She's like, yeah. I'm like, no, seriously, like, one of my best friends owns Austin Woman Magazine, and she lives in Detroit, but she travels back and forth. And she said, every time I'm in Austin, I pick it up. And then I also have friends. I have my friends send it to me.
Oh, wow.
And it's just, so women are craving content, I think, that is authentic and transparent. And I was lucky enough to be on the cover of your magazine. It was my second dream come true. That's why I wanted you to be my friend. Be on the cover of your magazine in February of 11. And oh my God, the doors that opened up for me being on the cover of that magazine. It was kind of weird the first month though, because anytime I would go out in public, they're like, I'm like, yeah, Austin Woman Magazine. Yeah, I know you've seen me. And so anyways, but it's amazing. And I just, I'm sometimes jealous of the platform that you have in the women's world, because it's so powerful. And I think that as women business owners, we need to support each other. And that's what they do so well.
Okay, I want to get to the supporting each other in a second, but you said that was my second dream come true. What was the other one? You said that was my second dream come true, to be on the cover of Austin Woman.
Yes.
What's the other one?
To have my own car dealership.
Okay.
I wanted to be a car dealer. Yes, and I wanted to be on the cover of the Austin Woman magazine. So.
Oh, that's what all little girls dream about. Having their own car dealership.
Car dealership and being on
Don't
the
they
cover.
have the little Barbie car dealership place set?
Yeah, exactly.
She's been called a Barbie car dealer by all these guys on the Media Council. So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about supporting each other, because we'll start with you guys in the Austin area supporting each other, and then we'll move to EBW and what this all stands for. Because I think what everything EBW 2020 is trying to do, you and some of your friends have been doing on a local scale for some time, supporting each other. And I think there's one of the biggest differences I see between men and women in business is guys are protective of their piece of the pie, and women feel like there's enough pie for everybody.
Absolutely.
Is that true?
Yeah, I believe that, and we spoke earlier. I just did a panel up there, and the one thing I like to encourage women to do is to build your tribe. Like, who are your real friends?
Taylor Swift does it.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be Taylor Swift, but that's okay. But because I have an authentic tribe, because I'm not as cool as Taylor Swift. But the way that we support each other and we counsel each other, and we're all in different verticals, and we all do different business. But if I open her magazine and I see something I don't like, or I'll call her. If she sees something, she'll call me, and all of our friends do that.
I love that, and I know you guys have been doing that. Can you think of an example offhand of where you assisted each other to get over a hurdle?
I'm going to give one on Melinda, and I'll let her. Some of these on mine she probably couldn't put on camera, but on Melinda, she's got a really amazing idea right now that I won't disclose, but she's got a really amazing idea, and she took it to all of us. And a lot of times when you have an amazing idea, people try to shoot you down. Yep. And so somebody shot her down on it, and it hurt her. We all, the tribe, said, "Oh my God, she's devastated." And we went to her and we told her, we said, just because one person says it's not going to work, well, they're stupid. And we told you that it was going to work, because we would not have let you continue to go forward on the project if we did not believe it was going to work and be rock star. Right. So it's just amazing, so it's so authentic how we support each other. But as women, it's one person, one mean girl can try to steal a dream or try to steal joy, and that mean girl tried to do that to her, and so it's just interesting to me.
Right, and I think it is when it was talked about in the session out there, just about these women, they're always going to be out there. Yeah. But I think that if you have this strong tribe of women, and we've been named the Businesswomen's Mafia by JB himself.
Oh, yes.
The estrogen mafia.
Yeah,
we
will own that one.
That's right. But and it's interesting though, because I think there have been so many things happening, and it's like, oh yeah, let me we'll connect up the mafia and get that going. It's become now this joke.
Yeah.
You meet at a pizza place in the back corner.
No, we actually meet at a bar and drink a lot of wine.
Exactly.
Yes. I think you witnessed that last night.
I did.
You were like the fly on the wall.
That's awesome.
He was behaving though. That's good.
Yeah. And I think that the thing that's important too is it's not just about business, because it really, when women do business, women aren't just in business and then at 5 o'clock they shut off the lights, go home, and they don't think about it. Right. It is so intertwined, especially being an entrepreneur. There is no off switch, and so our personal lives are so intertwined. And there's stuff that happens. And when anything happens, there was something recently that happened with one of our posse that was pretty tragic. And the text went out, and boom, we were together, and we sat there and we cried together and helped each other, and just that's what you do, because it's all about that. And the thing is that if we couldn't have helped her through that personal crisis, right, she would start failing in her business.
Yeah.
Just because if you can't help, so it's so important that it's full circle.
So now we'll take this and you figured out a lot locally, and now you're a part of this network of global women.
Yeah, we're excited about it too.
And I know,
Yeah.
and it's the sense I
That's
get.
my dream
Like
come true.
Yes, right, it is, absolutely.
everyone that's become a part of this movement is like really getting charged. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
wow. So what do you want to have happen with you personally and your involvement with this organization? What do you foresee?
Well, for me personally, something that I'm going to be launching in the next couple of months really does, certainly it has a national spin and could have very easily a global, and I am all about giving a voice to women.
Yeah.
And I do it through the pages of the magazine every month in Austin, and I get asked all the time, everywhere I go, oh, why don't you do this in this city, in that city? I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not sure that I want to do that.
Right, that's a lot of work, yeah.
And so it's just been needling at me. How do I do this? How do I take and really giving a voice to the people who are super successful, but maybe not nationally known, and actually highlighting these so that other women can be inspired and say, hey, wait a minute, I could do that.
Right.
You've got this upper echelon of really top businesswomen who are wonderful. There's nothing wrong, but they're in all the top news, the Wall Street Journal,
Right.
Entrepreneur. They're all out there. So what I want to do is give a voice and inspire women of all levels,
Yeah.
just like I do in the magazine. It's really just taking what I do in Austin and inspiring
With a global reach.
With a global reach, yes.
Yeah, and I think for me, I met Ingrid probably a year ago, and like, who does not fall in love with Ingrid? Like,
Right.
really, she is so amazing, and just the fact that now we have connected, for me personally, that I've connected to her tribe, with Sharon and Lauren and just everybody. I mean, they are the most amazing, fantastic, and I know I'm going to walk away from here with new friends. Like adding to my tribe, and people that we can trust, and people that we can count on, and we can trust each other. And that to me it's huge. And I'm like Melinda, I want my message, which is the crushing mediocrity, right? The only way women are going to get ahead in any vertical, no matter where they work, is if they crush mediocrity within their own lives and their business, and that they take chances and they have the guts to do it. And I think women need to see other women, role models, that have done it, that have failed. I've failed plenty of times, but have taken the chances. And then it's 1 in a million that you succeed in something. But if you do, you need to share the story, and it empowers women. And I'm so grateful to Ingrid for giving all of us that platform, access to her people, and letting our messages get out.
And she's a great leader because
She is.
she walks the walk. And I
She
can
does.
tell you on a very personal level, I've known Ingrid for a long time. She was one of my very first friends. And I was introduced to her because I had this idea to start a magazine 13 and a half years ago. And someone said, oh, you should meet Ingrid. She dragged me around and introduced me to the scariest women in Austin because they were so big. I mean, really, the
Right.
grand dames, and they, still the Carol Thompsons and those,
Yeah.
I barely knew her. And then we became fast friends. And
Yeah.
then fast forward 13 and a half years,
Yeah.
and she is helping me personally on a deal right now that it's out of my wheelhouse to know how to do.
Yeah.
She steps in and does it, and she models that. A lot of people talk the talk and don't walk the walk.
Yeah, she's just the real deal, and she's so much about building these women. So she'll automatically elevate. She's already elevated, but it's never about her. It's about how she can help you. And what a great leader. She's amazing.
All right, one last thing is we're here for the IV Club gathering in San Antonio, and it's a world-famous Riverwalk. If you had a crystal ball in front of you, what's it going to look like with you and some of your tribe at about 1 a.m.?
Let it be so.
Hopefully I'm going to be looking at the back of my eyelids because I can barely hold them open now. But.
I don't know. I'm looking at a camera guy that I was not able to get to talk into drinking with me last night. So,
Or it's gonna look like this again when we look at the bill. We go like, wow, do we drink that much?
yeah, right, exactly. But it's a lot of fun just to hang out and swap stories and just kind of let your hair down.
That's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
That's where the relationships really deepen when you get to know each other personally.
Right.
And I think is a really interesting way that this IV Club is unique. They really started that the very first day with like you talk about your personal stuff.
Yeah, your
And the whole
superpower. What
idea
is your
was-
superpower?
And about what you've struggled with, and even on a personal level, because at the end of the day, if you don't know what's in someone's rearview mirror, you can't really help them. You don't know how to engage with them, how you can help take them to the next level. So that's so important.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Just the ladies that have come up and have spoken to us and told us that when we spoke and some of the things we shared, how I had a lady at lunch who, she stopped me and she pulled me aside and she said, what you said, I think it just changed my life.
Wow.
And it was just one comment on stage that I said, and she started crying and I started crying. And I said, that's why I do it. You know, that's why I get up in the morning. So what a platform. And so we're super honored. I know Melinda is, and excited.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
anyone's in the market for Fiat or
Yeah,
an Alfa
Alfa
Romeo,
Romeo,
it's
you
so
know who to
worth
call. That's
wherever
right.
you are. Go to Austin and get it.
That's
from
right,
Lisa.
absolutely.
And you can check out, no matter where you are online, you can check out austinwomanmagazine.com and what Melinda's up to. Thank you very much.
Thank you.